are back with the Prez. And if you guys know, I'm in a new country. I've been on a little bit of a 3-week hiatus. This is the second leg of the tour. And I just touched down in Athens, Greece. Me and my girlfriend are on a 2-week Europe trip right now. So literally it's about 11:30 in the morning right now in Greece. So that means it's about 4:30 a.m. in New York. We left New York yesterday at around 4:15, 9-hour flight. I didn't sleep a lick. This way I could stay up all day today, fall asleep tonight on Greek time, and keep my circadian rhythm in check. And we were starving. So first thing we did, we came to this little spot around the corner from the hotel called Vova. And about to get our first Greek breakfast. Show you what we get in a little bit. So for breakfast, I just ordered something simple. Just got a 4-egg omelet with some Greek bacon, which is pancetta style, and a salad on the side, which it came with. Very good, actually. Alright, we just finished that breakfast / lunch meal, first meal in Greece, first meal in Europe. Now we are on a beautiful stroll, heading to the Acropolis, and I guess we're in like the busy ass area right here, just because they know this is the footpath to the Acropolis, so it's popping right now. A lot of restaurants, cafes, a lot going on over here. Got Jackie. We just made it through the entrance to the Acropolis, and it is all the way up there. Got a little bit of a trek. I honestly don't even know much about this. Looks like a full-ass Greek temple in there. Maybe they had, I know there's a path we're supposed to walk around. But really hot over here too, but beautiful. Their Coliseum, I'm guessing. So it's a theater, not a battleground. Still making our way to the top. Not there yet, but check out this little view. Got the town of Athens, the city of Athens back there. Mountains. Steps into something leading up to there. Going up still. Look at these structures. More of the city of Athens. Right past that tree is the ocean. I'll give you a view later. But yo, think about it. These structures were built thousands of years ago with no technology. And you don't even see things like this being built now with all our technology. Think about how they were working and what it took to literally build this, and how long it must have took. Insane. Alright, so it's literally like a fucking city they built. It was actually a military base, the Acropolis. So, little history lesson for you guys. I just learned myself. And so this is the Acropolis, and the reason why it's a military base is because it got such a view of the whole land, pretty much 360. You're higher than everything around. You would see any enemies coming. So this was a military base and a fort. And again, thousands of years ago, imagine them building this. They probably had to go through lifetimes of family members before it was actually finished. Unless they had some crazy technology that we don't know about, which it could have been. You guys can see Straight back there, got the Mediterranean Ocean. Again, more of the city. Really busy out here. But definitely, if you're coming to Athens, you gotta check out these properties. Alright, so it's about 4 p.m. right now. Been a long day so far in Athens. Been walking around like crazy. Saw a bunch of sights. Told you been up all night from the flight. Just took a quick, about 45-minute nap. And got a little surprise for you guys. To show you where I'm heading to. See you there. And where am I arriving to? It's called Street Workout Athens. See if I can get access to these bars real quick. Got a dip bar. Only one here, but I've seen this in a few posts before. Got the outdoor pull-up bars. Only right that we get a quick set. So of course I came to the park. I had to do a few sets. No particular routine in mind. This is just, to freshen up the body after that long flight, being a little jet lagged. Help me get a little better sleep this upcoming night, right? And one thing I will mention, this whole entire trip, I've been getting crazy good sleep. Much better than I do in New York. You can see these muscle ups are actually looking pretty clean. Just think I did a set of 7. Then I go into 7 pulls. Then you're going to see I'm going to go right after this. Hit some dips for a quick set. Get a nice pump. Then we hung out here for about another 5 minutes. Messed around a little bit. Check it out. So after those reps, we went to get a quick post-workout fresh orange juice to replenish the glycogen. Then it was time for dinner. We went out to a steakhouse on the Strip. And here you're just going to see some shots of Athens. This is the morning breakfast the next day before I hit the airport. And then straight from Athens, we made our way to Santorini.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye, thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Just touched down in Santorini. Getting on that bus. Alright guys, once we got out of the airport, we jumped in a taxi and went straight to our hotel, which was the Altamar Suites in the town of Thea. First day in Santorini. Just got off the quads, and our first stop is Black Sand Beach. Check it out, check it out. I wonder why they call it black sand. Maybe because there's black sand everywhere. And no, it's actually called Black Sand Beach due to the fact that this sand is volcanic ash. And that's due to the fact that there was a volcano right across from the island of Santorini that erupted in the past a few times. And we just sat down and got our first meal in Santorini. We are at Black Sand Beach. Jackie's eating a nice pork kebab. I got stuffed squid, there's feta, I think spinach in there. We got some potatoes. Check it out. Got a nice beach here, all black sand. Games, let's get it. I just got into the square of Thera, Santorini. Check it out. Lots of restaurants, all cafes outside.
Nice pizza, sir. Nice pizza here.
See, my man said nice pizza. Tell it to YouTube.
Ciao.
It's like the main little town square of Thera, I believe. Pretty dope, but we're about to take the quad up to WHEY in a little bit. Eat, check out the sunset. So these are actually the streets that you're seeing of Thera, which is the main town of Santorini. Like I mentioned, I said we're about to head up to the northern part, which is called WHEY, where it's supposedly supposed to have the best sunset. Now this right here is a view from my town, and then I'm going to show you what we got to in Santorini's north. And we just made it to the northern part of Santorini, WHEY, where you can see the famous sunset from here. Link in the front, pretty dope. And we came to a little secluded spot. You can see how packed it is up there. Look at that. All these people fighting for space. Just chilling. By ourselves. Exactly. All the boats docked. And so now all of this is in the northern part in the town of WHEY, which is supposed to be the most glamorous, upscale part. That's where everyone wants to stay. But to be honest, I prefer the town. It's a little more low-key, less expensive, less crowded, and a better vibe. So if you guys are going to be traveling the island and want to, do it the most cost-effective way, I highly recommend getting an ATV. They're going to be the most efficient vehicle to get around, save you a lot of money on taxis. The roads are a little beat up, so those little cars that they drive, you're going to sit in a lot of traffic, hit a lot of potholes, and it just helps you get around pretty easily, especially when you're getting close to the beach roads, because they can be very windy, very dirt paths and everything. You're not going to want to drive these little Fiats that they got down these paths, especially if you want to be whipping it and everything. And again, the traffic builds up quick, so you can maneuver in and out a lot easier with these quads or even a scooter if you got a motorcycle license. So the next morning we decided to ride back into the town of WHEY, because we didn't really get to eat there the night before. We had breakfast, which was the most expensive meal of the entire trip. Don't go and eat there. Then later that day in Santorini, we checked out a few of their beaches. I only have this footage of one of the beaches, which was Red Sand Beach, which had like hues of red, but also had black sand, but the rock formations behind were very red. So I guess that's why they call it Red Sand Beach. And so here is the actual town that I'm staying in again, Thera, which in my opinion was much nicer than EA or anything else. You can see we have donkeys literally walking up and down these paths, because the path down to the bay is extremely long. It's probably like in total walking distance a mile of just like a quarter-mile worth of actual distance, but just because it's windy and everything. And here you can see the town at night. You got myself, me and Jackie over here posing, the town in the background. And then we just happened to get surprised that night, and once a year they do an anniversary of the eruption of the volcano, and that's the actual volcano that we're looking at right now, but they're putting on a show. Those are fireworks, but it's on an island across, literally right across from Santorini, that close. And it's like a fireworks display. They mimic literally the explosion, right? I didn't film the entire thing. I was watching it, but smoke starts bellowing out. You see lava dripping down. It was a pretty cool experience. You had all these boats docked up, ferry docked up. And again, it happens just once a year, and we just happen to be there on the day of. So we got to check that out. And that's pretty much how we ended off our Friday night. And we spent 3 nights in Santorini. The next day, Saturday, is going to be our last full day. And then on Sunday, we head off to another island in Greece. So stay tuned. You're going to see a lot more. And hope you guys are enjoying so far. Alright, so on our last day in Santorini, we went to 2 more beaches, but I only ended up filming one, which this beach is called Velichata Beach, which was pretty nice, pretty long. But the other beach that we went to was Caldera Beach. That was the nicest beach of Santorini. But unfortunately, for some reason, I didn't film that beach. Maybe because it was so nice and I was just enjoying it. And we just down to the port of Santorini, and we are about to board a ferry to our next destination. Stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted of where we end up, but we are still going to be in the Greek islands. Just leaving Santorini, on to the next one. And so this was our 4th morning. Like I said, we spent 3 nights in Santorini. And if you guys are looking, you know, island hop, I definitely recommend getting on one of these ferries. They make it pretty easy to get from island to island, and it's pretty cheap. I don't think we spend more than like 50 euros a person for the transfers. And here you can see this is my seat from the Sea Jet, and we took the Champion Jet, and this is us approaching the island of Naxos. And as soon as you pull up on that ferry, you're in the port, the main town of Naxos, and that's literally where our hotel was, a 2-minute walk off the ferry, and that's where we rented the quad for the day. And this is basically what it looks like at the port. At this area, it's pretty rough and rocky and, you know, windy, but this isn't the beach that we're gonna go swim at. And here you can see this is us on the quad riding down the beach road, about to get to our first destination in Naxos, which is gonna be a beach restaurant, which, you know, during the more popping summer months, I'm sure they have, you know, maybe a better vibe or just a bigger crowd, but it was a little low key, which is just what we like. And we just touched down at our first beach in Naxos, and you can see, guys, the beaches here compared to Santorini are much nicer. Not that they weren't nice in Santorini, but Santorini has a lot of black sand, a lot of pebble beaches, right, because of the volcano. Here, it's more natural white sand. You got that turquoise, green, blue water, and beautiful setting here. Big beach. Got the beach chairs. We got some restaurants back there. We just had some food in, and by far, so far, we've only been here for 1 meal, but this is the cheapest meal we had. Full meal cost us about 24 euros, which was not bad at all. And you're gonna see these blue doors all around these towns of Greece: Santorini, Mykonos, Naxos. You got the squid hanging all over. And we just sat down for our first dinner in Naxos. But yeah, we got a nice porterhouse for 2, me and Jackie. Potatoes. See you guys soon. And the next morning, we took a quad ride down to what I thought was the nicest beach of the island. It was only about 20 minutes away. Second day at Naxos. We took the quad, which you can see, we parked it down there. And this is what's called Paraki Beach. This is about 30 minutes south from the main town of Naxos, which is the port. And we found this little secluded beach. A lot of the beaches here in Naxos are very windy. It's very popular for kite surfing, windsurfing, things like that. So I did a little bit of research and I found these 2, they call them natural beaches, which are protected by the wind. You can see how calm and clear the water is here. And we're taking a little bit of a hike, show you guys some more secluded areas where me and Jackie had just been chilling on our own, a little bit away from the main part of the beach, which is still, like you see, guys, there's literally maybe like 5 people out total, including us. So, very dead part of the island, which is what I like. Not many restaurants over here though, so we're gonna head to another spot where we get some beach bars and restaurants. But just check this out, guys. You guys can see the blue, the hues, how clear this water is. It's probably some of the clearest water I've ever really seen. You got this little cove right here. There's one more sandy area I'm gonna show you guys. We'll walk to the end of this little path. Sometimes you gotta do a little bit of exploring, Most people wouldn't think to walk this way, but get your adventure sneakers on, or you could walk barefoot ground. But walk down here. You got another little private cove. You can see it's all, well, Naxos got a lot of white sand beaches compared to Santorini, which is all black sand. A lot of rocks in the ocean, just beautiful rock formations, and you can literally dive and see everything down there. I keep my eyes open when I swim, and it is just crystal clear all the way around. And look at that beach right there. Perfect water, guys. Can't beat this. And like I was saying before, half of this island is extremely windy, right? And kite surfing is a big sport out here. Okay, so I decided to mute the rest of this clip, and I'll just give you a talk over. So like I was saying, if you didn't hear me, half of the island is very popular for windsurfing or kite surfing, and this is one of the most popular beaches. And you could hear from that clip how windy it actually is, and these guys were getting thrown in the air, doing crazy flips, basically flying on these things. Pretty sick sport, actually. You could actually walk down the beach, and they give lessons. You could rent these wind kites, surf kites, whatever they are called. I'm not even too sure. Kite surfing, windsurfing, but they give lessons. Just wasn't in the mood for it on this day. And look at those colors. This is a salt lake. You guys can see. Look at all the salt crystals all around. Very high mineral content. This is like a natural formation, and the beach is literally right back there. There's another little hidden feature or hidden, wonder of Naxos. They got all these pink salt lakes around, and they stretch out. They go all the way back there. There's a bunch of them, and they're just off the side of the road. And again, look at all that natural salt. About to rub it all over my body. Check it out, guys. If you guys are coming to Naxos, definitely don't miss this. And now you're going to see, this is one of the most famous landmarks in Naxos. This is the Temple of Apollo. It is all the way out on a little jetty in the beginning of the town, and it offers a full view of pretty much the entire island and the sea around it, right? And you could hear how windy it is, and right there on the left side you see the calm bay, and right here on the right side you see the wild Aegean Mediterranean Ocean, right? So this little jetty that you're going to see right now to the left protects the whole inlet of Naxos. You see how windy and how rough that water is right there, and then as soon as you come to the bay side, it really starts to calm down, and again, really clear water. You'll see people swimming out there all the time. You see the little lights down there. I'm in this little bay area. It's super rough. Over there. And here's a little rooftop view of the town of Naxos where we stayed. This is just a rooftop cafe that I walked into that had some pretty sick views, and just took this video. But yeah, Naxos is just a chill vibe like that, right? Everyone's just laid back. People aren't haggling you. You don't got the busy sidewalks. You don't got the busy alleyways. And it is our last morning in Naxos. This is the main town. This is exactly where we stayed. This is also the port where the boats dock and the ferry docks. We spent 2 nights here. It's our 3rd morning, and we're about to board the ferry to Mykonos. And again, guys, you can see even in this port bay area, the water is absolutely gorgeous, extremely clear, and yeah, probably one of my favorite towns so far. You can see, again, it's all lined with cafes and restaurants. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, you could get food here pretty much all hours of the day. Everything is really fresh and good here. Probably the best food so far in all of Greece was in Naxos. And they say that in, the food in Athens and the food in Santorini all comes from Naxos. And look, guys, you can see the little school of fish in there. Really clean. I hope I make it to a beach in Mykonos today. Our ferry's a little delayed. So, see you guys in Mykonos. We are at the old port of Mykonos. This is like the main town area. Water's actually really clear here, but unfortunately you're not going to have a lot of time to make it to a beach in this island just because we're only here for a day. Oh, I'm about to get attacked. The New York pigeons, they know I'm here. We're heading to our next country tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you guys where yet, but you'll see and you'll find out soon. But this is Mykonos town. Pretty dope. The alleyways seem pretty fire as well, almost like a Santorini-ish vibe. More to come, guys. It's a great view of the whole town, though, so you can see almost similar to the streets of Santorini. You got the little back alleyway, it's just not built up on a village where the streets are coming up. But pretty dope. These windmills, and it is always windy out here. I don't mind it one bit. Could mess up someone's day. Just on a stroll down the alleys, and what do you see? Look at that, grilling up right in the back, the fresh calamari. Been eating a lot of this down here. Come on, it's fresh core right in the Aegean Sea. Can't get any better than that, guys. High bioavailability foods right there, high protein, essential fatty acids. It's nature's medicine right there. All these old shops around. Some Greek artifacts and relics. You hear the wind picking up. We're getting closer to the port, that means. Look at that. Pretty nice here. Pretty nice here. Definitely you can tell it's more of a party vibe over here too. It has now been a wrap for our 7 nights in Greece, and we are on to our next destination. We had a total of 14 days planned. We're staying in Europe, heading to another country right now, and I'm going to be bringing you another full vlog of that country. Stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoyed Greece. See you in the next one.